Welcome everyone. Hello again. Welcome to Cynthia's Culinary Corner. I want to tell everyone a big hello, especially happy, healthy Valley. Today we're getting close to the season. We're almost at Christmas, and soon after we'll be joining New Year's and going into a new year. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make something really special and fun. It's called a mulled wine. So let me talk a little bit about the history and share with you the wonderful ingredients that have a lot of spice and flavor that we're going to enjoy. So mulled wine comes from the 2nd century, from the Romans, from the Roman times. And what history reveals is they used to heat up red wine and they would add their spices of choice during the wintertime to help their bodies and just to have a nice drink that was a little warm that could go with the meals of the day. So going into that, I also want to share with you what mulle means. Mulle is a verb that means to heat up, to add some sweetness and some spices and flavor. So that's what mulle means, and I like to do that. I don't know if most of you know that, but I like to add flavors that I like, and what I like to share with the community is that you can add your own flavors. If you remember, I did a segment on sangria a few videos ago, and I did mention the recipe, but I also said you can add the flavors that you like, the fruit that you like. So this is kind of the same concept. So let's get started so I can talk to you about the ingredients that are a lot of fun and flavorful for me, and I hope for you. So what we're gonna do is you always start with a red wine. Most recipes say a cheap wine, which is true. I like to use the word inexpensive because inexpensive can still taste good. So it's up to you what you want to do, but it doesn't have to be expensive. You could use red wine or white wine, preferably a red wine because of the darker notes it might have. Especially it complements this season, the cold season, the winter season, and it adds a lot of flavor, but you can use any one you like. So typically you need a red wine, a bottle of red wine, some sliced oranges, also some anise, some cinnamon sticks, some cloves. It also says that you can sweeten it with either honey, maple syrup, agave nectar, or sugar. I preferably like honey. Why? Because it's very natural and smooth. Another thing, since this drink has an orange notes to it, why not get honey that has orange flavor? You can do that. You don't have to. Whatever you have in the cover is fine. You don't need to be spending extra if you already have ingredients that you can substitute. Another thing that I really like is you're gonna add the liqueur of choice. So here we picked Grand Marnier, but you can do a brandy, you can do a cognac. The reason why I really like Grand Marnier is because the notes are also orange, and Grand Marnier has cognac. So that's an extra little kick to it. I can't say though, can't leave this out, tequila. You can use tequila instead. Why am I mentioning tequila? Because we really use it here in the valley where we're from, and we like it, we enjoy it. If you can, get a tequila, believe it or not, that has different notes. This particular tequila has vanilla notes, caramel notes, some orange notes, and pineapple. That sounds delicious. So for this recipe, we're gonna use the Grand Marnier and the honey. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna take you over to the stove. We're gonna simmer it for a little bit, and then we're gonna see how it comes out. So why don't we just come on over and join me for that. So now we have a delicious mulled drink that's ready to go. You can pour it in your glass of choice or in a mug. You can serve it with a meal of choice, with an appetizer, or even something nice and a nice dessert. Imagine this with a nice plain cheesecake, because this would add a lot of flavor to the cheesecake. It would be complimentary. So one thing I didn't mention that I think is also important, I also added a bag of chai tea. I added it. Why? Because this has more flavor. This also has nutmeg. You can also add some fresh nutmeg to this. It's really up to you. You gotta garnish it with a cinnamon stick. And if you like, you can even add a little sprig of thyme, because this is the season to just make things warm and flavorful. So there it goes. I hope you enjoy this as much as I do. I will have the recipe up, and we have to always end with a voila.